Kevin Costner built legends on movie screens, but his real life followed a far more fragile script. The man celebrated for strength, loyalty, and quiet heroism struggled for decades to hold together the one thing fame could never guarantee: family. 2 marriages ended in courtrooms, fortunes vanished through divorce settlements, and 7 children grew up across different chapters of a life that never stopped moving. At 70 years old, Kevin Costner is still standing, but the road behind him is filled with losses the spotlight never truly captured. Born on January 18, 1955, in Linwood, California, Kevin Michael Costner was raised in a modest household, shaped by grief long before he could understand it. 2 years before his birth, his brother, Mark Douglas Costner, lived for only 1 day. That quiet tragedy changed everything. His father, William Costner, grew stricter, protective to the core, while his mother, Sharon Ray Costner, a social worker, carried her sorrow in silence. Love existed in their home, but it was guarded, careful, and unspoken. Kevin's childhood was defined by constant movement. His family relocated again and again. Compton, Ventura, Visalia, Orange County, chasing work and survival. Each move meant new schools and short-lived connections. Kevin learned early not to get attached. He became the quiet observer, the boy who wrote poems and watched the world instead of trying to control it. Letting go became easier than holding on. In high school, Kevin found comfort in creativity. He sang in church choirs, wrote late into the night, and dreamed of wide-open spaces where roots didn't have to be temporary. After graduating from California State University, Fullerton, with a marketing degree, he took a stable job, but stability felt suffocating. His heart lived in stories, not spreadsheets. Everything changed on a flight home from his honeymoon when he sat beside legendary actor Richard Burton. Nervously, Kevin admitted he wanted to act but was afraid to fail. Burton offered encouragement that cracked something open inside him. Within weeks, Kevin quit his job and stepped into uncertainty. The next 6 years were brutal. He worked odd jobs, walked miles to save money, slept in cold apartments, and faced endless rejection. His early roles went nowhere. His scenes in The Big Chill were cut entirely. He attended the premiere knowing no one would ever know he had been part of the film. Hollywood ignored him, but Kevin knew how to survive invisibility. In 1985, director Lawrence Kasdan gave him a role in Silverado, and the tide finally turned. The Untouchables, Bull Durham, and Field of Dreams followed, turning him into a household name. Then came the greatest risk of his career. In 1990, Kevin poured his own money into directing and starring in Dances with Wolves. Studios predicted disaster. Instead, the film won 7 Academy Awards and changed cinema history. Fame arrived fast, and it took its toll. His marriage to Cindy Silva Costner, who had supported him before success, began to crack under distance and pressure. Together, they had 3 children, Annie, Lily, and Joe. But Kevin's career kept him away from home. In 1994, after 16 years of marriage, they divorced. The settlement reportedly reached $80 million, but Kevin later admitted the real loss was time with his children. His career stumbled next. Waterworld nearly destroyed him financially and physically, followed by the failure of The Postman. Hollywood turned cold. Scripts disappeared. Once again, Kevin Costner was invisible. He started over. Again. A brief relationship with Bridget Rooney resulted in the birth of his son, Liam, whom Kevin fully supported. Later, he found love with Christine Baumgartner. They married in 2004 on his Aspen ranch and built a life that seemed peaceful. They welcomed 3 children, Caden, Hayes, and Grace. But work returned and distance followed. In 2023, Christine filed for divorce. For the second time, Kevin watched a family he loved dissolve in public view. At an age when most actors fade away, Kevin found renewal through Yellowstone, portraying John Dutton. The show became television's most watched drama, reminding audiences why they never forgot him. He poured his savings into his passion project Horizon, even casting his son Hayes beside him. Critics were divided. But Kevin wasn't chasing approval. He was keeping a promise to himself. At 70, his body aches, his losses are heavy, but his spirit remains unbroken. Kevin Costner is not defined by failure, divorce, or money lost. His story is one of endurance, of a man who kept starting over, who kept believing, and who never stopped riding toward the next horizon.